Hey everyone, welcome back to Carnivorous Plants Hub. It's been a little while since my last update, and that's mostly because, honestly, things have been pretty quiet around here. All of my Flytraps and Sarracenia have been deep in dormancy, not exactly the most exciting content. But now, it's April, and things are finally starting to wake up. We're seeing fresh growth, movement, and that first real push of the growing season. So I figured this is the perfect time to bring back the monthly updates. Now, where I live, we're not completely out of the woods yet. Daytime temps are warming up a bit, but overnight we're still dipping into the 20s and low 30s, so the plants are staying in the grow tent for now. I've got my light set to 11 hours currently, and I'm gradually increasing that every couple of weeks to ease them into the season. In today's video, I'm going to take you through all of my plants and show you exactly how they're doing right now. So let's dive in. Over the last few months, I've been feeding my Flytraps these supercharged bloodworms, usually 1 or 2 traps every couple of weeks. And right now, I'm starting to see a huge response. There's a noticeable explosion of growth across a lot of these plants. Honestly, it's happening earlier than I typically see, which is really exciting, and I'll show you exactly what I mean as we go through everything today. And make sure you stick around until the end of the video, because I'll show you exactly how I feed these bloodworms to my Flytraps step by step. Also, these bloodworm kits are available on my website if you want to try this out yourself. Alright, let's start with these 2 right here. These are the Flytraps I kept in the fridge since November for refrigerator dormancy. I wanted to experiment a bit this year and show you guys how this method works, and so far it's looking really promising. As you can see, both plants are waking up really well. There's a ton of new growth already, and they've only been out of dormancy for a few weeks. Most of this older growth is going to slowly turn black and die off, and that's completely normal. If you take a closer look, you can see the rhizome, and that fresh new growth starting to turn red. That's just a natural response since these plants haven't had much light over the past few months. You'll actually see the same kind of reaction when you bring home a Flytrap from a retail store. It's just part of the acclimation process. Now, the red coloration itself isn't anything to be concerned about. What you do want to watch for is anything turning brown too quickly. That can be a sign the plant is getting too much light too fast. The most important thing to focus on here is the new growth coming up. That's where your healthy, strong traps are going to develop. The old traps have done their job, so don't stress as they start to fade away. For the rest of the video, I'm not going to talk the whole time. I'll jump in whenever there's something interesting or important to point out. Otherwise, just sit back, relax, and enjoy seeing all the different cultivars and how they're doing as of April 2026. I've got a feeling the bimbos are going to be absolute showstoppers this year. They already look like they're gearing up to throw out some huge traps, and they're doing it fast. The Z11 is another one that's looking really promising. I'm expecting some big traps from this one very soon. These forkleaf sundews, they are just everywhere this year. They really are the weeds of carnivorous plants, a really beautiful weed. I'm also really excited about these G17 Flytraps. These look like they're going to grow like crazy this season. And you can actually see a few traps here that I overfed with bloodworms. Now, don't be alarmed if a trap dies a few weeks after feeding. That's totally normal. In my opinion, that trap is basically expendable. It's worth it if the plant is getting that extra boost of nutrients. You'll even see traps die back after catching bugs in the wild. It's just part of the Venus Flytrap life cycle. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to pour some water on that like button and hit subscribe to help the channel grow. And if your plants are starting to wake up and need a fresh start this season, head over to carnivorousplantshub.com. I've got repotting kits that take all the guesswork out of it. Everything is measured out and ready to go. with the exact amount of soil you need for the included planters. It makes repotting super simple, and honestly, your plants will thank you for it. I've spent years dialing in this soil mix, testing different ratios to get that perfect balance of drainage and moisture retention that carnivorous plants absolutely thrive in. And it's not just the mix itself, I put a lot of time into prepping it too. Every batch is thoroughly rinsed and sifted, so it shows up at your door clean, consistent, and ready to use right out of the bag. No guesswork, no extra prep, just high quality soil that's built to help your plants grow fast and stay healthy. It's the exact same mix I use for all my own personal plants. Go check it out at the link in the description and the pinned comment.
I'm so excited to be teaming up with California Carnivores. They are one of the most experienced and knowledgeable carnivorous plant nurseries in the entire world. They have a massive selection year-round of all types of carnivorous plants. There will definitely be something in their nursery that you fall in love with. On top of that, they have been generous enough to offer my viewers an exclusive 10% discount on their order when they enter Bug Eater at checkout. That's Bugeater, Bug Eater. I have links in the description and the pinned comment, so you can head on over and pick out the perfect carnivorous plant to add to your collection. You know you deserve it. Let's go ahead and head on back to the video.
Look at the colors on this purple ambush. What a stunner. I picked this one up from Sea Island Snap Traps. Brian runs an awesome operation. I seriously can't recommend his shop enough. I'll have a link down in the description. This one is going to be incredible this season. But I'm also really excited about this cultivar right here. Last year it took a while to acclimate and never really hit its full potential. But this year, it's already looking like it's going to be a standout. I got this one from Claptrap Carnivores. You can find his collection on eBay. Here's the SD Chronos from Flytrap store. I picked this one up mid-dormancy, so I haven't really seen what it can do yet, but I have no doubt it's going to start putting out some big traps very soon. The BYC004 was one of my best performers last year, and it's already coming out strong again. You can see that big trap shooting up right there. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being one of my top plants again this season. I don't actually have a label for this one, so it's just a typical, but it's putting out some really interesting traps. This one right here almost looks like a fused tooth, but there are only a couple traps showing that trait so far. I'm really curious to see how this one develops. This is my alien. It's not looking amazing right now, but this is actually the longest I've ever kept one alive, and it looks like we've got some new growth coming in. That's a good sign. A very good sign. Now, excuse me while I go find some wood to knock on. And over here are several young Mr. Knightley and UK Sawtooth that I separated and repotted recently. They all seem to be acclimating really well and putting out strong growth. Another stunner from Sea Island Snap Traps, Flaming Lips. This one is going to be a vigorous grower with some absolutely incredible coloration. I had to peel back some of this top layer of moss for this Chinese dumpling, and you can see why. It exposed some fresh new growth underneath. Sometimes that moss layer gets a little too thick, and you've got to clear it back so the plant can breathe again. This purple people eater from Ev and M Carnivorium is really starting to push out some nice, healthy growth. I'm excited to see how this one performs as the season ramps up. Alright, let's move over to the Sarracenia. Starting with the Sidicina, you can see it's definitely overdue for a repot. It's completely overgrown its space. That's on my very long to-do list right now. I've got a ton of repotting ahead of me. Stay tuned for that repotting circus coming soon. And like I promised, let's take a look at how I feed my Venus flytraps. What I'm using here is a ground bloodworms mixed with a diluted fertilizer solution. If you want a full detailed breakdown of this process, check out the video that'll pop up at the end. I go step by step and really dive into it. All you need to do is grab a small amount on a toothpick. Everything you need comes in the kit I offer on my website. Place a small amount right inside the trap. Once it closes, gently stimulate the trap, either with tweezers or your fingers, about 30 to 40 times to trigger a full seal. For larger plants, I recommend feeding 2 traps every couple of weeks. For smaller plants, just one trap every few weeks is plenty. This method can seriously boost growth. You should start seeing bigger traps and more vigorous plants overall. Make sure to check out the video popping up on your screen now if you want to learn more about this process. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one.